Turbo Trading with head trader Robert Knight, MBA.
This is a video on this BFRI, which we were trading this morning on this fake out breakout pattern. So we saw earlier today that it was in I guess a rising channel, maybe like this. And it was coming into the apex of the ascending triangle. And I was long the stock around 7.5. And I wrote that over 775, then look to scale it out around 8.25. So we get this big spike up, or not a spike, but it was trading up quite nicely, and then they just absolutely whack it. So you get this huge engulfing bearish bar. The next candle's red. You need to get out of that trade. You just sell the stock. It may, 70% of the time it's going to continue to go lower. So you just have to protect yourself, get out of that trade, because now you've got huge volume here, 3 million in that candle. So you've got all this overhead now that people are, needing to get out. So this is exactly what the shorts do. They just come in and the market makers absolutely whack it, knowing that everybody now that was trying to buy the breakout has to sell. Huge volume in here, and then it just continues to sell off. Now, it may not be over for the day, probably is, but for a while anyways, because there's just so much overhead in the stock now. But when you get this type of candle, it's a death knell for the stock on the short term, especially if the next candle's red. The buyers are just scrambling to get out, and sure enough, off it comes.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.